Okay. Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of Commander's Franchise. As usual, if you're not watching this live, I will put the timestamp down in the description below for when the actual gameplay starts. Anyways, it's been a little bit since I've streamed. Got a lot going on in my life, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm very busy. Nothing bad going on, just really busy, as I mentioned. But anyways, in my last stream, I took on the Houston Texans, and we ended up winning by a final score of 38-30. And if we take a look at the weekly awards, one of the highlights of that game was a pick six by Emmanuel Forbes. And he's having a terrific season, all-pro caliber season, maybe even a defensive player of the year caliber season. And I've said it on stream plenty of times, but it is kind of fascinating to me how many guys we have on our team, both present and in the past, as we'll see shortly, who played a huge role on this team, but are kind of bums in real life. And Emmanuel Forbes is no exception to that. But anyways, we are about to take on the Arizona Cardinals, who sit at 6-9. We are currently 8-7, currently in last place in our division. Technically, we are tied with the Cowboys and the Giants, but they have the tiebreaker over us. And look, there's a chance that we don't make the playoffs even if we win out. We have 2 games left. We are not in the playoffs if the season were to end today. Obviously, an injury to Sam Howell, our starting QB, threw a huge wrench in things. We ended up trading for Will Levis, who started off playing brilliantly, but has been on a downward spiral ever since. But we're not going to lose hope. We still have 2 games to go. And 10-7, usually good enough to get you into the playoffs, but we'll have to wait and see. But first off, let's take a look at this Arizona Cardinals roster, which I believe hosts a number of number 1 overall picks, including their quarterback, Kyler Murray. 88 overall, 92 speed, obviously a threat with his legs and with his arm. He's got kind of a higher overall than you might expect in real life. At running back, they have Elijah Mitchell, 81 overall. At receiver, they have Nick Barrington. This guy is the other number 1 overall pick that this team had. Yep, he was a number 1 overall pick back in the hypothetical 2024 draft. They also have Marquise Hollywood Brown and Rashad Bateman. They have 3 very speedy receivers. Rashad Bateman's a quote-unquote slow receiver with just 92 speed. Hollywood Brown and Barrington both have 98 speed, so we're going to have to try and keep an eye on that. Emmanuel Forbes has been excellent this year. Cliff Greenfield, who has 95 speed, I believe, has not been that good this year. Anyways, at tight end, no Trey McBride. They have Dalton Kincaid instead, 81 overall. They have Jared Shepard, a second-year man out of Oregon, superstar development, 86 overall. He looks to be very good. Joel Bitonio, former Cleveland Brown, still going strong at a 90 overall at age 34. Brian Allen's their center at a 74. George Edwards, a third-year man out of Arizona State, staying local, 77 overall. And Paris Johnson Jr. is an 85 overall at right tackle. On their defense, Greg Gillisley, a 74 overall. He's a rookie out of Michigan State. Dorrance Armstrong is a 76. Javon Hargrave is a 78. Jose Sanchez, a third-year man out of Michigan, is a 74. B.J. Ojolari is a 78. Zaven Collins is an 81. And old friend Jamin Davis is an 83 overall. But if you remember last year, Jamin Davis was an absolute beast for us. 116 total tackles, 25 TFLs, and 9.5 sacks for an off-the-ball linebacker. 5 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Did he have a defensive touchdown? He did. I mean, that's a defensive player of the year caliber season. Certainly a Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber season, but unfortunately, just wasn't in the cards for us to re-sign him. In their secondary, they have Taylor Hall, a third-year man out of FAU, 83 overall. Christian Fulton's an 80, and Garrett Williams is a 75. Jalen Thompson's at 1 safety. He's an 81. Buda Baker, still kicking around. He's a 92 overall. Chase McLaughlin is their kicker. And Braden Mann is their punter. And that is this Arizona Cardinals team. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our weekly strategy. So, offensively, how do I want to stop this? So I'm not too worried about their run game. Elijah Mitchell isn't that good of a running back. We've had some trouble stopping really good running backs this year, but Elijah Mitchell isn't in that tier of running backs. We have had a hard time stopping great quarterbacks as well, and the question is Kyler Murray a great quarterback in this universe? Obviously, you gotta kind of watch out for the QB scramble, but I mean, how often is Kyler Murray going to scramble per game? I'm sure we're going to see it, but are we going to see it 10 times a game? I doubt it. So I think what I want to do I want to stop the medium pass or do I want to stop the deep pass? I am worried about Nick Barrington, their #1 overall receiver, and Marquise Brown potentially beating us with their speed. So I'm going to go with defending the deep pass here. Now, what do I want to do defensively? No one on their defense really scares me, except for Jamin Davis is ironically probably the defender that scares me the most. Oh, and Budda Baker. But I think we got to stick with running the ball inside. We do have a healthy offensive line now, and Will Levis has been trash as of late after getting off to a very good start for our team after we traded for him. So we're going to focus on ground and pound with Jonathan Tolliver. All right, and let's take a look at our injuries. Good luck. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. We have a back strain for Kalike Hudson. Now, Kalike Hudson only comes in 4-3 packages, so that's not the biggest loss in the world, but that's still a loss nonetheless. Let's see if we have anything on offense as far as injuries go. Okay, no injuries on offense, but Kalike Hudson is injured on defense. Again, he comes in for 4-3 packages, so it's a loss, but it's not a huge loss. So let's go to depth chart here. So I think Leslie Terry is ultimately going to step in. Why's Chase Young getting bumped up to off-the-ball linebacker? Yeah, Leslie Terry will play pretty much all the defensive snaps now. All right. So I think we are ready to jump into this Week 17 game. We pretty much have to win if we want to have a chance at making the postseason. Finishing even at a 9-8 record isn't going to be good enough. 10-7, we at least have a chance to, snag a wild card.
National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see the electric Kyler Murray. After his last game,
take a look at Kyler Murray's stats: 3,400 yards. 25 touchdowns to just 9 interceptions in 15 games. All right, we are kicking off. Start things off for Joey Sly to boot things away. And away we go. And the kick is taken about halfway in the end zone for the touchback. Cardinals start off their first drive at the 25. All right, we've already taken a look at Kyler Murray's numbers for the year. The Cardinals are in their all-white jerseys, or all-white uniforms, I should say. Kind of like the helmets, not going to lie. Option defense, we're going to play conservative. I want to keep an eye on Kyler Murray scrambling.
The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Right to the air. Here's Murray.
And this is a quick pass out of the backfield. That's not James Conner, is it? Well, I didn't even talk about him.
Just like that, it's a gain of 12.
Nope, that's some motherfucker I don't know. They pick up 12.
It's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody come. Oh, he just snuck out there. And they just got.
And there's a pass down the left side, and it's incomplete.
Into space, right? They were able to do that there.
I believe that was Nick Barrington, the #1 overall drafted receiver, going up against Cliff Greenfield, incomplete, second down.
Especially when you're where they're at, fighting for a playoff spot.
I agree, because the postseason is on the line. So you've got to overcome the injuries and find a way to win. And the only way to do that, the guys available have to step up. What's that mantra in the NFL? Next man up. This is their opportunity.
And a shot down the right side, and that is going to be dropped. Emmanuel Forbes got cooked on that play. I don't know who that was, streaking deep downfield, but we luck out there.
And when you get ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that
3rd and 10 here.
that you're getting ready for.
Murray looking, Murray gonna take off, and he picks up a couple yards before being brought down by Chase Young. So after 1 first down on the first play from scrimmage, the Cardinals are going to have to punt things away.
For an open receiver, tries to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Connor Highsmith, the All-Pro kick returner, doing punt return duties as well, and he's going to field this one from about the 9. And he gets out to the 20, so it works out as a touchback. And here comes Will Levis. Started off really good, but he has been ice cold as of late. As you take a look at the numbers, not good. I don't know how many games he's played for us, but just under 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Does have a couple rushing touchdowns too, but also has a couple fumbles. So he's very much a Band-Aid. But anyways, we're going to rely on our ground game. Jonathan Tolliver runs into his own offensive lineman, but still picks up 5. As you take a look at the game he had last week, 23 for 200 and 2 touchdowns.
About a week ago, there was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
Dude's been unbelievable. I'm also trying not to run him into the ground.
He was just not going to be denied, and his team is hoping that carries over.
Here's Tolliver again. He picks up the first down. Jamin Davis makes the tackle, but not before he picks up 7 and the first.
Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things out.
And we're going to get this one away to Mitch Crawford, our backup tight end. He only picks up 3, however.
That's going to happen naturally now.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
2nd and 7 here.
Levis now on 2nd down.
And Will Levis gets brought down for the sack. That's Greg Gillisley. We had Terry McLaurin open too.
That was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
3rd down and 13. Here's Levis.
We're going to go underneath. Rayshawn Nash picks up some yards. Really only helps out with field position.
Clearly short of the first by a few yards.
4th and 4. We're going to have to punt this one away.
And it'll be 4th down.
Blake Gillikin to punt one away here. And the kick's away. And a pretty good kick as it's caught, but out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That's where the Cardinals will start their second drive. Good drive for us on defense. On the first drive, we allowed a first down on the first play, but then essentially forced a 3-and-out from there. This is a play fake, and the pass over the middle is complete. That's Nick Barrington. And a bunch of traffic, picks up 12 and the first.
Across the 20-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And this pass to the right side is hauled in. Hollywood Brown keeps both feet in and picks up 13 and a first.
15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Empty set here. Kyler Murray still looking, and the pass is going to be incomplete, thrown in the dirt. He rolled to his right, was under pressure by Chase Young. Second down.
A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
2nd and 10. Murray, pass over the middle, and it's hauled in. Hollywood Brown again to midfield. Emmanuel Forbes, we were talking about how great of a season he's had, but he's struggled here in the early going. Might have to make some adjustments here soon.
I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
It's a 1st and 10 from midfield, and another quick pass to Barrington. Picks up 7 yards.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Feels like a little bit of a cheesy play there.
They were fantastic a week ago. That win over Houston.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in, and run.
And another quick pass. This is complete. That's Dalton Kincaid. Picks up 6 and a first.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And this is a give to Elijah Mitchell. Picks up a yard. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. To throw, it's Murray.
And this pass down the left side is complete. That's their backup running back, Haywood again. He picks up the first.
Washington's 27-yard line.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free.
1st and 10. And wide open is Dalton Kincaid, who came off their man. Yeah, Percy Butler was supposed to cover Kincaid, and he just started running towards the quarterback.
Hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray.
And Murray to the left side, and it's incomplete. Knocked out by Cameron Curl. Curl kind of got burned on the route, but a nice job recovering there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Murray again.
Murray brought down for the sack by Jonathan Allen. And George Edwards, one of their starting offensive linemen, down on the play, and he teleports to the bench, getting his ankle worked on. I think that's their right guard. Third and 17. We struggled on 3rd and long a little bit this year, as this is going to be a tight end screen. Kincaid will pick up 3. And the Cardinals are going to trot out the field goal unit.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their
Chase McLaughlin with a 36-yard attempt. And the kick is up and good. So the Cardinals strike first. They're up 3-0.
the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board.
This kick is away. Connor Highsmith will let this one land. We'll start this drive at the 25.
The end zone, so we will start here at the 25. As the Commanders make their way out on offense.
All right, we had our first drive was the same as the Cardinals. We picked up 1 first down, but then ultimately went 3 and out from there.
And it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason.
First and 10. Another give. Jonathan Tolliver. We cut back and he gets upended. And only picks up 2. Yeah, I'm trying to load manage him a little bit, so we're going to take him out here. I'm going to put Chris Rodriguez in.
Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seat or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
We're going to go play action here. We're going to go to Mitch Crawford again. His second catch of the game. Neither catch was all that big of a gain. 3 yards each, 3rd and 5.
Look at this defense. They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they are facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Levis back to throw.
This pass is going to be complete to Terry McLaurin. Just good for the first down. A lot going on there. Maybe that wasn't the right read to make, but it worked.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, #1, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not
First and 10, this is probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. 1 second separating the play clock and the game clock. And here's Chris Rodriguez, and Chris Rodriguez has a big hole. Chris Rodriguez finds the edge, and off to the races he goes. And that's how you want to end the quarter. A huge run for Chris Rodriguez. And the first quarter comes to an end. We are trailing 3-0. But a nice run from Chris Rodriguez to end the first quarter. He's had a few of those big runs this year.
Our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. As they've got it,
we're going to give him another carry here. First and 10 from the 29. Rodriguez back-to-back carries. This one not nearly as successful as his last one. He only picks up a yard, and the Cardinals have another injury. So he heads to the locker room. And I think we're going to take Rodriguez out. I'm going to put Tolliver back in.
The staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
2nd and 9 here.
Now Levis.
Gotta go to Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin has the first down and more. Pushed out of bounds at the 14 for 13 yards.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it.
First and 10.
Go play action and take
Tolliver. Nowhere to run, only picks up a yard.
He stopped right around the 13. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
2nd and 9.
Levis sets up to throw.
Quick pass. That's Chase Claypool, and he steps out of bounds at the 6.
Just a yard shy of the 5.
We do pick up 8. I'm going to put Roshan Johnson in.
Gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
Really? I have no dive plays in here?
ninth play coming up here on this drive.
3rd and 1 from the 6. We're going to give Roschon Johnson his first carry. Puts the shoulder down, doesn't pick up a lot, but picks up enough for the first.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
All right, we're going to put Tolliver back in.
First carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
1st and goal from the 3. We're going to send Rayshawn Nash in motion.
Left the tight end.
Here's Tolliver. We're going to bounce this to the outside, and he can walk in for the touchdown. Jonathan Tolliver. Who else? Continuing his unbelievable season.
And Washington has taken the lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying.
Joey Sly splits the uprights for the PAT, and we are up 7-3 on a 10-play, 75-yard drive.
Allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Sly to kick things away.
To kick off after the touchdown.
See if they return this one, and they won't.
This will not be
They'll start off at the 25.
25. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side.
Yeah, it's a quick pass hauled in by Barrington again.
They just feel relieved.
Quickly brought down low after a gain of 5.
They feel like they've handled the offense.
2nd and 5.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. On
Play action. Murray checks it back down to Mitchell, and he's brought down just short of the first down marker, 3rd and inches.
At his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic.
Another give to Mitchell, and he's brought down short, right at the line of scrimmage by Kenneth Murray, and I believe they're going to punt this one away. We're going to call a squeeze block here, just in case they try to fake it. All right, that's fine. They can kick it away. Connor Highsmith from the 15. Gets it to the 21. So a 3 and out. Great stand by our defense.
With a 1st and 10. The Washington offense set to take over again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated.
Start off with a give to Tolliver again. Only picks up a yard, and another Arizona injury. Christian Fulton heading to the bench. We are going to take Tolliver out, though. I'm going to put Chris Rodriguez back in. Whoops, that is not what I wanted to do.
To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now 2nd and 9. Levis looking to throw.
And this pass is hauled in by Rayshawn Nash in traffic to the 40-yard line. Good for 17 and a first.
To the 40. 85 catches for him on the year now. The result there is a 1st down.
Gotta give another carry to Tolliver. Picks up 6.
Gain of 6 to the 46.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 from just shy of midfield. Gonna give Chris Rodriguez another carry here, and he is just short. Picks up 3.
Some good tackling there to
position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
I'm going to send Mitch Crawford in motion. Try to give us some numbers on that side. Another give to Chris Rodriguez, and he finds the hole. Chris Rodriguez slips through traffic and somehow picks up 12 on that carry.
He's only carried the ball 4 times. This offense #1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and the run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because you keep picking up first downs.
First and 10. Back-to-back carries for Chris Rodriguez. We don't see this too often, and that's probably why, as he only picks up 2 yards. I'm going to put Roschon Johnson in, I think.
There it'll be second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
So after some runs, now they'll throw with Levis.
And wide open is Terry McLaurin. All the way down to the 18, a gain of 19 and a first.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch.
So we're in the red zone now, and this is another give to Roschon Johnson. He puts the shoulder down, picks up 2.
Right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I'm going to go ahead and put Jonathan Tolliver back in.
That is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
Another quick pass, Terry McLaurin. Just short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and inches.
And it comes on a gain of 8.
I'm putting Johnson back in.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good.
I think I'm going to flip the play.
They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
I'm going to send Nash in motion. Johnson. I think he got it, right? He did, barely.
He's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
All right. He's our short yardage back.
Runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what
First and goal from the 7. Quickly approaching the 2-minute warning here. Tolliver looking for space. Can't really find any. Picks up a yard.
Inside the 5 at the 6. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
It's a Nash on a drag here.
Levis to throw it.
Oh shit. No, he ran the route too deep.
This is intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton.
And the Cardinals are going to take the lead on a pick 6.
And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
McLaurin ran the route too deep. See, I see the corner backpedaling. So I thought McLaurin was just going to run like right here. Instead, he keeps going, and he runs behind him. The route wasn't showing that he would go in the end zone. Instead, he runs a horrible route. And it's a 98-yard pick 6.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point.
And we are suddenly down 10-7.
That makes the lead 10-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
All right, 1:54 to go. We have all 3 timeouts.
Out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And the Washington offense going back to work. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better.
We are going to start off with a give to Tolliver. Pick up 5.
You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Levis.
Here's McLaurin again to the 40. 39.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Levis.
And Terry McLaurin comes down with it. All the way to the 30. We'll take a timeout.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3
Finally, a 50-50 ball goes in our favor.
come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the big play has them all the way down to the
1st and 10 from the 30.
1st and 10.
Just need to not turn the ball over.
He'll look to throw.
Here's a screen. Jonathan Tolliver
It's complete.
get pushed out of bounds after a gain of 7. Only incompletion Levis has thrown was that pick 6.
Good call there on 1st down. And Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Gonna send Tolliver on a swing route here.
Levis now on 2nd down.
Rayshawn Nash
Complete. It's Nash.
all the way down to the 9.
And the 10 to the 9. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field?
We're gonna try a draw here.
Time it all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
There's Tolliver on the draw
Now the stop
to the
will come
4.
inside the 5 at the 4. Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Levis out of the shotgun now.
And wide open is Mitch Crawford for the touchdown.
Great effort there.
Our rookie tight end.
Is winding down. And the Commanders have taken the lead here in the final stage.
So after the pick 6, we march right back down the field.
Really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
Remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the
And
ball.
Joey Sly puts it through the uprights. We are up 14-10. We do receive the second half kickoff, and we march 76 yards down the field
It's up and good.
in just a minute 36.
10.
See if we can force a return here.
Remaining in this first half as the kicks away.
That's like 3 yards deep in the end zone. They will take the touchback.
Anything here late in the half, he'll just
We'll see. They do have 3 timeouts, but not a lot of time.
the Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
We'll see if they'll be content with taking this to the half.
Not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to
Here's a give to Mitchell, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage
Trust their guys in this situation.
by D'Angelo Michaels.
Take a shot.
And it looks like they're going to be content taking this into the half.
first down.
And we are up 14-10.
So we've come upon halftime here in week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right.
Okay, so overall, defensively, we've been phenomenal. Offensively, we've also been pretty good. We just threw that pick 6.
A bit early.
You know what? I think we have to keep pounding the ball inside. Tolliver's running well. Chris Rodriguez is running excellent. And overall, I think we've done a good job defending the deep pass. I think we're going to stick with it.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside.
It really should be like at least 17-3.
Rock for the third
quarter.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get
Oh,
the
shit.
football as
What the fuck was that?
gets underway. And he will be brought
It
down here
made me
inside
control
20
my
coverage as he's dropped
guy
to
who's not my
17.
return man, not Connor Highsmith, and then I think I stepped out of the end zone, so I had to go. So we start this drive at the 17.
Good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
A lot of men in the box, but we're going to roll with it. Linebacker there completely missed the tackle, but forced us back inside. We do pick up 4.
Some of these teams keeping the ground game is a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
A second down throw from Levis. Escaping the pressure.
We got to throw this one away.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away.
Had some shitty routes ran in this game.
An idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football. We're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people.
3rd and 6. We're going to try a screen here.
Levis on 3rd down.
Tolliver has it. He has a ton of space. Jonathan Tolliver picks up the first down. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 32. Good for 11. Whoops, I don't want an instant replay. I do want to take him out of the game, though. Try to keep his legs fresh. Put Chris Rodriguez in.
When you run a screen pass really well, you gotta like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one.
Here's Chris Rodriguez again. Chris Rodriguez. 11 yards.
Takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game. And
Back-to-back carries for Rodriguez, but this one not as successful as his last. This one goes for a loss of 2.
Going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2.
I'm going to put Roshan Johnson in.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Second down, here's Levis.
And another pick. Zaven Collins picks us off. That was just the wrong read.
That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down.
That was just the wrong read. I thought Zaven Collins was going to take McLaurin's under route, and that was going to open up.
And take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds.
Not great.
But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
After the turnover,
And this is a quick pass, and it's complete. Hollywood Brown picks up 7.
and it'll be second down. They fake the
Play
handoff.
fake.
Now Murray.
And this pass is going to be incomplete, looking for Dalton Kincaid. And that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
You get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down.
And this pass is going to be hauled in by their backup tight end.
Tight end. And he is going to
And he picks up the first down.
as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The receivers ran into each other, and that kind of tripped me up.
This game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Again, they'll throw with Murray.
This pass is going to be dropped.
Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Murray looks to throw again. 2nd and 10.
Pass is going to be complete.
Complete to Brown.
Hollywood Brown picks up 7.
Just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun. Murray.
And a quick pass, and that's hauled in by Barrington, and he shakes off a tackle and scores. Touchdown.
A great play there. With touchdown.
Cliff Greenfield actually played that really well, but it didn't matter.
Taking the lead here this 3rd quarter.
And the Cardinals take the lead off the back of another turnover. And it is 14-17.
17-14 lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go.
Connor Highsmith going to have to return this one.
Just outside the goal line.
And he takes a huge hit, but he gets out to the 28.
To 28. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. So now, Charles, this...
Gonna put Tolliver back in.
It's more important trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't
Tolliver.
go for you, and interceptions result. So,
Good for 8.
frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Do I want to risk it here?
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Slings this deep.
And Will Levis misses him.
Will be incomplete.
That was a touchdown.
Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window
3rd and 2.
in there, and it winds up incomplete.
It's Tolliver. And our offensive linemen choose to run backwards instead of forwards.
Runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play.
We're going to have to punt this one away.
With a 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed.
Terrible drive.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going.
Punts away. It's fielded at the 12. And they'll start this drive at the 22. Can't allow a touchdown here.
And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The football going back over to Arizona now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them.
And this pass is complete.
And they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay.
That's their backup running back. That was probably my guy.
Play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball.
Me making mistakes like that as the user definitely isn't helping things.
Going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
1st down, Murray.
And that pass is going to be complete. Hollywood Brown.
He'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. 1st down.
Another give. Elijah Mitchell, huge hole, and he's brought down by Jonathan Allen. But not before picking up another first.
11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 1st downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And he's taking a shot deep down the left side, and it's incomplete. I'd like for Percy Butler to get over there a little faster.
They decided the opportunity was there.
Potentially pick that one off, but we'll take the incompletion, I guess.
The defender couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's Murray.
Murray looking to throw in wide open is Bateman. He picks up 8.
They'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
I always laugh when people say it's the toughest route to defend. Not like any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost...
And Kyler Murray is brought down for the sack by Jonathan Allen. And this is going to push them to very deep field goal range. This is going to be a 52-yard attempt. And the kick is up, and he drilled it. So it's a 6-point game now. We can live with that.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation.
Connor Highsmith from about the goal line.
In this case, he stepped right up and gave him exactly.
He only gets to the 23.
Able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out. Then they punted the football.
We're gonna try something a little different here. We're gonna try a touch pass. Terry McLaurin. Think if he can get the edge. And it didn't work. Would like Tolliver to pick that guy up.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job.
Rayshawn Nash can't hold on. He was covered.
Well, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what the coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Levis.
And that's another pick. I can't believe it, man. Zayden Collins is fucking killing me, man. He started off playing in.
Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Arizona's offense backs out.
That's the second time he's got me. I think he's playing underneath, and then he drops back late.
And a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is
And there's the cheese pass. 8 yards, but he gets hurt. Good.
Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. An injury stoppage here, and that's Marquise Brown, who appears to be shaken up. We're always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. To throw, it's Murray.
And a quick pass, but that pass is picked off by Emmanuel Forbes, taking things back into our own hands as he's pushed out of bounds at the 32. It ain't over yet.
Their own 32-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that
huge interception there by Emmanuel Forbes. We're going to cut back here with Tolliver, pick up 4.
And he works his way forward to pick up.
Put Chris Rodriguez back in.
There, 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
2nd and 6.
Now Levis.
And that pass is hauled in by Rayshawn Nash in traffic.
And he slips up.
And he gets to the 46.
It's a first down for Washington.
Fourth grab for 50 yards for Nash.
So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think?
Less than a minute to go here in the third. Gonna give Chris Rodriguez a carry here. Runs into his own guy, but still picks up 6.
And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. 69 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Second and 4, just past midfield. This is going to be a give to Tolliver, and Tolliver brought down from behind by the shoestrings. He picks up 3, and that is going to be the end of the third quarter. 3rd and 1. That's how the quarter comes to an end. We're down 20-14. We need to stop turning the ball over.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports.
We're going to put Roshan Johnson in.
In possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter. The offense on third down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Here's Johnson, and no one blocks Jamin Davis.
No chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Well, I asked if this was going to be a revenge game for him, and he hasn't done much, but that's a huge play. I really don't want to punt right here. I'm putting Tolliver back in. Yeah, we're going for it.
Score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time now. Here's Levis.
And the pass is incomplete.
They cannot convert. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Cardinal defense is going
Another turnover. Doesn't count as an official turnover, but might as well.
It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play.
Quick pass, dropped by Rashad Bateman. Seen a few of those. 2nd and 10.
But this one lines up to be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On
Play action. And Murray runs into a sack. Brought down by Leslie Terry. And it'll be 3rd and 12.
It's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally.
3rd and 12.
Yeah, you're doing a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Murray under pressure again. He's brought down for the sack by Daron Payne. So our defense steps up again and forces a 3 and out following the turnover on downs.
They're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate
And
to
the kicks away. Connor Highsmith from the 17
down. They don't want to waste this type of performance.
gets us to the 28.
They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
We've practically gifted the Cardinals the game to this point.
They'll start on the ground here.
Tolliver somehow slips out of a tackle there.
And he gets this one.
But Terry McLaurin's injured on the play.
Down at the 39.
No, we cannot afford an injury right now.
Game here, and it looks like it's Terry McLaurin who's in some discomfort. Not sure what happened. Hopefully this is nothing major. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him.
He is just on the bench, so hopefully it's something minor. There's Tolliver again. This time he only picks up 3.
What he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Low back strain. He has to come back in.
Win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly,
staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
We're going to go play action here.
Play action now. Levis.
And that was a terrible pass. Terry McLaurin not running very hard out there, probably due to the injury.
But he let him just a little bit too much trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground.
3rd and 7.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7.
Gonna try a screen here.
Completion on 2nd down. Levis looking to throw.
Here's Tolliver.
Pass, that's complete.
Tolliver puts his shoulder down and gets us to midfield for the first.
First down yardage. It goes as a gain.
I'm going to put Rodriguez back in.
The James. Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that
1st and 10 from
against the
midfield.
defense. And it worked very
And
well for a first
great blocking there.
He is going to be stopped cold behind
Loss of 2. Is this online? No, it is not.
the loss, 2nd and 12.
This is also
well played there
Madden 24, not the previous Madden.
which essentially gave them 7
Or the most
points.
recent one, I should say.
Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Yeah, what do I want to call here?
So the first down run lost a couple.
Yeah, this is franchise mode.
2nd and 12.
2nd and 12.
Levis sets up to throw here.
We're going to check it down. Rashawn Nash
Complete.
picks up 7.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off.
3rd and 5.
They gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication,
And Rashawn Nash holds on for the first down.
Pointing, communicating, there he is, and they passed him out to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watched them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest.
Here's
of the team
Rodriguez.
too.
Some nice blocking there. Chris Rodriguez takes off. Touchdown.
Takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. His 5th rushing touchdown.
A touchdown, a triangle. I'll have to look back at that.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And
But we tie the game at 20. Thanks to a Chris Rodriguez long touchdown run. He's having a hell of a game
big runs to occur.
for what's supposed to be our backup running back.
Downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you need that
21 to 20. We take the lead.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown.
All right, Cardinals will start this drive off at their own 25.
Their drive will start at the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
1st and 10 here.
Try and start this drive in
Quick
the
pass
air.
to the left side. Complete. Bateman picks up 7, but Daron Payne's injured on the play.
Yard line. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player.
Daron
down.
Payne goes to the sideline. I mean, it's Tyler Wise, our 3rd-round picks coming in.
This close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Oh, they're going wham.
They run over center.
Jonathan Allen swallows him up. 3rd and 5.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Daron Payne. I'm sorry, it's the late season push. You got to come in.
They've just not been able to block him at all throughout this.
What do I want to go with?
He's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks. And now here's a tackle behind the line.
3rd and 5.
They're gonna throw.
This pass is hauled in by Kincaid, and Kincaid is out past midfield to the 43.
Inside the 45. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
Kenneth Murray gets burned in man.
You're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time
And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Murray now to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
That gets him in field goal range.
Inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10.
Murray looking, and that's complete. Rashad Bateman again.
The 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
We got to do something to stop him.
Some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And another quick pass that's complete to Barrington. He scores. Touchdown. His second touchdown of the game. And they're going to go for 2.
Touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
And they're going to try to go for 2 here. Murray, quick pass. And it's good.
And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more.
Now we're down by 7.
On the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
4:14 to go. We have all 3 timeouts.
Back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago,
we're going to keep Chris Rodriguez in the game.
7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They'll start this drive out.
Rodriguez tried bouncing it outside. He only picks up 2. He has 100 yards on the ground. Put Tolliver in.
Yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient.
I got to take a risk here.
Let everything develop and then burst through for big gains.
We're going to go play action.
They go play action. Here's Levis.
No. God fucking damn it.
Intercepted for the 4th time today. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the return stops at the 39-yard line.
McLaurin's playing banged up.
Middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
So
Yeah, this has not been a good game. Can't stop turning the ball over.
After the turnover, here's Murray.
Nice catch, dipshit.
Drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Play fake. Murray. That's going to be caught by Rivers. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Murray.
Murray goes down, and he's injured on the play. They might be out of field goal range. Don't say die yet.
Because someone was shaken up on that play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
All right, we start this drive off at the 17.
He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Commanders preparing for their next.
Levis has 4 interceptions, but let's face it.
Got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone.
They're probably all my fault. 2:38 to go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive.
There's Mitch Crawford. He makes the catch and he runs out of bounds. There's a flag on the play though. And they're going to get unnecessary roughness on Taylor Hall. We will take that.
Those
And that brings us to midfield.
As they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Here's a screen to John Harris, and he only picks up a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you.
Trying to get another play off before the 2-minute warning.
And stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A second down throw from Levis.
Rayshawn Nash can't hold on.
Incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears
3rd and 9.
They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions.
It does save us some time before the 2-minute warning. We're going to try a screen, which is really risky, but it's been working. And that could have been picked.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense is
4th and 9.
It's to throw that timing off.
Terry McLaurin's finally not injured, it looks like. This is the game. And Terry McLaurin has it! And we are at the 2-minute warning. He's up over 100 yards.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Calling an RPO here, which I don't do often, but I was planning on keeping it all the way. We pick up 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Tolliver again. Jonathan Tolliver picks up the 1st down to the 13.
Inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Try a draw play. Gets us to the 10.
The 10-yard line.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
2nd and 8. Giving another carry to Tolliver.
Inside handoff.
All the way to the 2.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Now 1st and goal.
I try to pound it in. 5th straight carry. Doesn't work. It gets us to the 1. We're going to take a timeout.
Now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go.
We're going with our version of the tush push. The fullback dive.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll let the fullback try and take
He doesn't get it.
and he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the
Take another timeout. We're doing it again.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game.
And he gets in. Touchdown. Oh, do I go for 2 here?
For the score. And now they can tie the game in the
You know what?
final stages with the extra point.
Yeah, we're going for it. We are going for it. Give me Chris Rodriguez.
And go for the win. Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I like this look. It's Tolliver in the backfield. I wanted Chris Rodriguez, but that's fine.
They're not the ones who have to actually
This could be the season.
are they?
And he gets in. We take a 1-point lead.
2 points. It was an incredibly gutsy call, but they've taken the lead by a for 2 when you're
29-18, 15 seconds to go. They do have all 3 timeouts. Where does this kick go? It looks like it's going to be a touchback, and it will be. I was kind of hoping I could force a return.
We're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to say they're going to say that in the press conference.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. And now a first chance for the back.
A shot down the left side. It's complete. And he's down past midfield.
Chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds.
Oh my God. Nick Barrington, he's eaten us alive in this game.
He's back to throw.
Check down's going to be complete.
To his running back complete.
They're going to try to go for a field goal.
Another timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now it all
This is a 59-yard attempt. We're going to try to ice him.
Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. Two teams talking over on
Dear God and all that is holy,
we take a break.
please tell me this is not good.
On is their kicker, and it's down to this.
A 59-yard attempt. This is our season on the line. And it's blocked! That's your ball game! Our season is still alive!
What we learned there is not just the defense that can hold the lead. Special teams comes into play. And
Oh, what a game.
Yeah, oftentimes we talk about the offense and the defense. Here it's that 3rd phase. It looks like it's going to decide this game.
Yeah, how many times have we sat in those coaches' meetings and they always talk about, well, we think special teams, that could determine the game. And we walk
29-28.
roll my eyes.
Your final score.
See how big that was?
That was a sloppy game.
And they take a knee.
4 interceptions.
Excellent come from behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come from behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Commanders, they moved to 9-7 on the year with 1 game remaining. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.
All right, Will Levis, 23 of 34, 241 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Yeah, chances are all 4 of those interceptions were my fault, or at least 3 of them were. On the ground, Tolliver, 22 for 95 and a touchdown. Chris Rodriguez, how about him? 11 for 100 and a touchdown. Cethan Carter, 2 fullback dives, 1 of which went for a touchdown. Terry McLaurin playing through an injury, 8 for 107. Rayshawn Nash, 6 for 71. Mitch Crawford, 4 for 27 and our only receiving touchdown. Tolliver had 27 catches, or 27 yards off 3 catches. Defensively, anyone stand out? 4 TFLs from Jonathan Allen and 3 sacks. Jesus. Sack and a half for Daron Payne, half a sack for Leslie Terry, and an interception for Emmanuel Forbes. Wow. What a back and forth game. We probably should have won that one handily, but we threw 4 interceptions. We decided to go for 2 with 15 seconds to go in the game to take the lead. We have some upgrades here. Jonathan Allen. Let's upgrade Power Rusher. He's a 96 overall. Emmanuel Forbes. I think I'm going to upgrade man to man. I feel like he's been better in zone than man. He's up to an 89 overall with the morale boost. Rayshawn Nash. I'm going to go vertical threat with him. I want him to improve his route running. He seems to get washed out in his routes a little more often than I'd like. And he's still great, but Jonathan Tolliver. Yeah, elusive back, bump him up to an 83. Levi Jenkins, All right, my biggest criticism of him, our starting left guard, is he seems to get lost in run blocking a lot. So anything to improve awareness. I'm going to go pass protector. It won't improve his overall. By the way, Levi Jenkins has the worst haircut of all time. He has a fucking mustache on his head. John Harris. Yeah, sure, slot. Leslie Terry. We're going to go field general here. Bump him up to a 78. All right, these guys all pretty much backups. Yeah, we're going to just go ahead and auto upgrade those guys. All right, let's go ahead and advance the week. Okay. So we are 9-7. We are going to take on the 8-8 Dallas Cowboys next week. What's the playoff picture look like? So we are currently the number 7 seed. So for our next stream, we'll be playing the Cowboys. If we win, we're in. If we lose, in all likelihood, we're out. So even though this is a regular season game against the Cowboys, it might as well be a playoff game. Wow, what a matchup. Will Levis is ass. I'm ass. But we came out with the win. That's all that matters. I'll stream again soon, hopefully. Thanks for tuning in.